Hey guys, just wanted to talk to you for a minute about tying in barbell weights on a fly or on a hook. Barbells can come in handy for a lot of different things. Obviously, they're going to add weight to a fly, get that fly down a little faster. The other nice thing about them is when you tie them in on the top of the hook, it tends to flip that hook over and make that hook run point up. So if you're fishing along rocks or other kinds of bottom structure where you're going to get snagged a lot, rolling that hook over can do a lot to keep you from losing a lot of flies. But there is a trick to tying those in, so I wanted to talk about that for just a moment. Step one is going to be to get your thread started. You just want to get a little bit of a bump of thread going there to anchor that barbell against. And the easiest way to tie these in, I have found, is to lay the barbell in parallel to the shank of the hook at first and get about 3 or 4 good wraps over that. Okay, maybe 5 or 6. And as you pull that down, just let that slide so it's going to sit on the hook like that. And then take your fingers and move that barbell to where it's parallel and just start throwing in crossing wraps, diagonal over one way, and then move and go diagonal over the other way. Come back, do the same thing. Keep nudging that towards perpendicular with the shank of the hook. Once you get it perpendicular, then you can throw in just a whole bunch. You can throw in a whole bunch of thread here. It's not going to matter. You just want to make sure that you get this so that it's not going to move. And one thing you can do at the end, this is kind of the crucial step, is to take some parallel wraps, some horizontal wraps between the barbell and the shank of the hook. And what you're doing there is you're taking all those X wraps you've made and you're contracting them together so they're even tighter yet. And you'll see a lot of videos out there. A lot of people like to use super glue at this point to hold it still. And I'm going to tell you real quick why I don't like to do that. The reason they use the super glue is so that those barbells stay right there. Nothing's going to break them loose. And that's okay, but the problem with super glue is it's going to sink into your thread and it's going to dry and it's going to be brittle. It's going to dry brittle. So that if this fly does take enough abuse that these eyes start to get worked back and forth, what's going to happen is those threads are going to start to break. With the fly tied without super glue, yeah, at some point those barbell eyes may start to move from side to side, but all your thread and everything's going to stay intact. So all you have to do if you get to that point, and it's going to take a long time to get to that point, but if you get there, then you just have to check every once in a while and make sure, maybe move those flies back to the horizontal and then go on to casting. Your fly's not going to come apart. It's just those eyes are going to move a little bit. But like I said, if you've taken those horizontal wraps and got enough of those in there to cinch that down nice and tight, you're probably not even going to have that problem. Now you saw those eyes did move just a little bit, so I probably haven't taken enough wraps, but you get the idea. One thing that I will do with clouser minnows and things like that where there's materials tied over the top of those eyes at the end, I will take a little UV resin and I'll go over the top of that, basically over this side of the fly. And what that's going to do is that's going to protect those materials from getting beat up, bumping over rocks and things like that. And that is going to help your fly last a lot longer, and it's going to keep from getting to the point where those eyes move. So there you go. Quick and easy way to tie in barbell eyes and my rationalization for not using super glue. Hope that helps you out. Have fun tying flies, have fun catching fish, and we'll see you in the next one.